this is Sanaya. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sanaya.
Hi, this is Josiah. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Josiah. I appreciate both of you. So, you guys, we are live. Thank you so much for coming by this Sunday. I am your host, Dee Shields, and we are talking some relationship tea. So, we're talking about this viral video that everyone is watching where the boyfriend, husband, I'm not familiar. I'm not actually a repeat viewer of their show, so I don't know their backstory, but we are talking this viral video. And so what I wanted you guys to do when you see me go to the music break, what you will do is you will go over there on Twitter or you will go to Facebook so that you can actually see the video for yourself during the break. So we're watching this video and it went viral, and I want to get into a little bit more context because we've been talking about this all week on social media, on my socials, right? So I want to talk a little bit more in detail. Is that enough? Is the materialistic buy, is that all that it takes for the ultimate relationship experience? And we talked yesterday about perfection, so there's no perfect relationship experience, but is that enough to be fulfilled in the relationship? So this video that we're talking about, I have posted right now. You can go over and take a look at it already on my Twitter, because I'm not going to play the video here, so you're going to have to go click and watch their video, give them their views. So we want you to go to Twitter to actually support them and click like and, you know, do all the things that those people do for their viral video, right? So I did post the link to the video on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. I am Dee Shields, so just all lowercase. I am DeeShields, the way that you see it on here. You can also watch the video on Facebook podcast. So you can go over and watch it on the podcast, That's It, Let's Talk. That's available for you on Facebook. You should be able to find it in groups, and it's a podcast. So you could put in search, podcast groups, whatever you need to put. And the group name is That's It, Let's Talk. And the video is posted up there also. So when we get to the music break, that is when you are going to go take a look at the video so you can have a little bit more context as to the topic for today. Wisdom, thank you guys so much for stopping in again to remind the Wisdom audience that I am recording the podcast live, so you will see some music breaks happen. So if you do put in a request on the microphone while that's happening, we will take a pause to bring you on the mic. So feel free to do so on the topic. Now, we're talking buying your love clothes, cars, and shoes is not enough. And in the video, the husband or boyfriend or lover or whoever he is, he shows you just the point that I've been making all week long. And I literally just clicked on that video this morning to find a point to support what we've been talking about on social media all week. So that video just came out of nowhere. It's a viral video. And you know how algorithms work. Algorithm knew that was the topic. And they're like, hey, there's a Facebook reel that matches what you've been talking about. Hey, however it works, it popped up on my watch and I was able to see it this morning, and I said that's exactly what I am speaking of. That he went above and beyond just being the person that swiped the credit card. He went above and beyond just coming in with bags of stuff and sitting it on the counter and saying, I was shopping for you. He went above and beyond. So this is what you do for a lover. He set the example for bringing more to the table than I just supplied materialistic this and that for you, right? So, for you guys that may not know that it's live, I'm going to go ahead and share that for you on Facebook. So, thank you so much for stopping by. So, we're going to get into the topic. What is it that he did? And how is it that there could be more that's available in the relationship from what he just did right there? Golly, what more do people want? How much more do people expect for you to bring to the table? A lot more. And I'm your host, Dee Shields. I'm going to tell you what that is. So, Wisdom, remember to take a break. Feel free to go get on the microphone. But also remember to go over to Twitter and watch the video that I'm talking about so you can have the full context. So you can go watch it on Twitter. I am Dee Shields. Or you can watch it on Facebook. That's it. Let's Talk, the podcast. And take a look at the video during the music break, everyone. I'm coming back.
Strong point, did it. Pull up. We gon' do that. Pull up. Say pull up. Run it back. Say pull up. Say pull up. Say pull up. Say pull up. Yeah. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bad when she walk. Girl, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Girl, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah. We get to it, got it stocked up. Popped up, got her hand all rocked up. Like 1 carat, 2 carat, more carats. She look carrots like a bunny, got her hops up. Don't care for designer, got her own drip. Don't care for the phones, got her own whip. Don't care for the scenes, take her own trip. Guarantee it's for a bag and she walking. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bag when she walk. She get to the cash when she walk. She look like a bag when she walk. Girl, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Girl, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Sweet Jesus, I just upped the price.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, Nick, you had the right. You are absolutely right. She got to the bag when she walked. When she got done with everything that happened in that moment, it was more than the outfit. She looked like a complete queen, but you could tell her inner felt like a complete queen as well. So it's just more than the materialistic buy, and that is the topic. So catwalk, that song was perfect for exactly what I'm talking about today. So buying your love, the clothes, the cars, the shoes, the home, all these things, yes. You want a hand clap? Because if you need a hand clap, that's what you did it for. If you need someone to praise you and uplift you, that was the only thing that you want. That was the only reason why you went out and did it anyway. So if you want me to stop a clap for you, can we clap? Can we just go ahead and clap for a moment? Is that available? Right? Because they need a little bit of, the audience thinks and agree with me that they needed a little bit of a hand clap for that action, because that's all you do it for, is for praise, right? You didn't actually do it because you care about the person. You did it because you want people to put you up on a pedestal and congratulate you for something that you should bring to the table in the relationship in the first place, right? So you did it for that. Your moment is over. Go ahead and leave the conversation, because you're not even a part of the levels that we're talking about. You don't even understand the Russell Wilson to Sierra on this, right? So since you don't understand it, we're going to go ahead and let you get your little praise, take your little cupcake and your little cookies, and walk on out the audience, because this isn't for you. This is for those who understand it on a deeper level, right? This isn't just Russell walking into the party the other day in Denver and interrupting the party with the big, all the flowers and picking Sierra up and spinning her around the room. This is higher levels, right? This is so much more than the materialistic things that you guys look at. Oh, he went and bought the car. This is more than that. This is more than the Bronco or Sierra twerking on the Bronco that he bought, right? This is so much more than that. So buying your love, clothes, cars, and shoes, that is not enough. That is not enough. And if you go to this video that I posted on my Twitter, click like if you stop by, retweet it if you really care. But go and make a comment if you really, 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 really are in tune with your girl. So on my Twitter, I am Dee Shields, iamdeeshields. Or you can go over to Facebook where I have a podcast, That's It, Let's Talk. You can actually go to the podcast page and get in the discussion there as well. But you can watch the video and say a little more. I am not the content creator of that video, so I want you guys to go click on that guy's video and show the love and comment and do everything for it, because it's not my video. That's not why I'm not playing it on the show. You need to go and check out the link for yourself. But what he brought to the table, he comes in the door. He's like, hey, I got you something for date night, right? And he's like, I went and picked out this outfit for date night. And first he only pulls a skirt out, right? And he shows her the skirt, and then he pulls out the shirt, and then he's like, go try it on. And she goes to try it on, but the outfit is see-through. And she's like, I'm covering myself because I can't show Facebookers what the whole outfit, because it's see-through and I have to cover my personals. And he goes in the bag. He already thought about that as well. Right? So he pulls out the little covers and they have the little flowers, and he has perfectly thought that out. Also, she goes back in, comes back out, and she's like, this is everything, but I need to try to figure out what shoes I have in the closet that I'm going to go in. You know, what am I going to put with this? And he goes, I already thought of that too. And he goes in the bag and he pulls out the shoes. I'm not going to tell you what type. Perfect shoe choice. It fit her style. And then she goes, well, should I wear the hair like this? And he's like, I like your mohawk. And she's like, I want to wear the fro. And he's like, I like the fro. And then they go through and he's like, I'm feeling it either way you go. And it just continues on. This is all for the preparation of the date that they're about to go on. You want her or him or they to be impressed because you spent $500 on a little piece of meat. Right? You spent $500 on steak and some dried out asparagus and some watered down wine, and you want her to you want him or her or they, or you want that person to glorify you because you swiped for $500 and the asparagus was dry. You really think that that's all that it takes? There is more. You went to meet up with the realtor and she walked in and showed you all these houses, and you went and picked it out, and you came home and set the keys on the table and said, I went and purchased a house, and you're done, and you go and you do you, and you ignore all the needs, and you don't even know what her favorite coffee is, what her favorite color is, what her favorite design is. You have to call when you get to the store because you have no idea what flavor to get on this or that, because you're still congratulating yourself because you put the keys on the table because you bought a house. You really think that that's enough? That's not enough. And that's what's being shown in this viral video, right? The couple, because her inner happiness comes out. His happiness comes out. This is a moment because it is bigger than the money that he spent when he went shopping for the outfit. Right? Because the ability to think beyond your little credit card swipe shows that you care deeper than some congratulations that the Joneses next door will be giving you for how you spoil Sierra. Right? So Russell Wilson gets the bigger picture. I'm going to love on her. I'm going to pick her up. I'm going to spin her around. I'm going to spend all my time with her. I'm going to find joy in her when I'm going to the hospital and I'm spending time with the sick children. I'm taking her with me. I'm holding her hand. We're finding moments of kissing each other by the elevator. I'm praising her. I'm loving on her. I'm running my fingers through her hair. I'm buying her a puppy little Bronco. I know. Men are mad at Russell Wilson because we're all on this dude because he is going above and beyond the materialistic swipe. You maybe not have the money that's in Russell's bank account, but you do have the tools that it takes to bring that smile that we see on Sierra's face. You don't even need $1 to get that done. Going above and beyond what some materialistic visible thing that you sit down for everyone to praise you about. That, come on, that's why you stunt for the IG stories. You went and bought it for her instead of giving it to her before you gave it to her. You put it on IG, then you walked in the house. Come on now, we see your stunt. You're doing it for the praise of others, and you're not looking for the inner part that your lover desires, that your lover is going to feel fulfilled with. It's so much more. It's the little things in that simple outfit that this guy puts together on this video. So we're going to play another song so you can go, because you didn't, because you're hard-headed, because you're trying to stay over here and get the tea. So I'm going to let you go over there again to Twitter so you can watch the video. So go over there to Twitter and watch the video. Click like, click retweet if you care about me. If not, just watch the video because that's going to give them views. I don't know this couple from Adam. I know nothing about them except they came up on my Facebook watch today. So you can go over there and watch the video. I have it on Twitter. I am Dee Shields. We're going to go play another track. Thank you to my amazing grandchildren in Germany who opened up the show. Nana loves you. All right, we're going to play another track. And I'm just trying to take you guys to another level so you can stop wasting love.
Come on over, let's pick up where we left off. You and I ways, never let it stop. I just want your everything, baby. Maybe later we can dance, never let go. Listen to our favorite songs on the radio. Losing up and lose ourselves to this feeling. Oh, I just want your everything, baby. I'll be deep under your influence tonight. Ooh, keep it coming, babe. I don't mind another round. Drinking from your bottle, baby. Calling it wasted love, wasted love. I can't get enough of my baby. I'ma be wasted love, wasted love. I'm spilling liquor on the carpet, on the couch. I feel it dripping from my mouth. Drinking from your bottle, baby. Calling it wasted.
Hey, let's bring a guest on. All right, so we have a guest coming on. If you're still here, Darlene. Hey.
How are you?
How are you, Darlene? I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, girl, you know, it's a blessing to be living in 2022.
That is it. That's so true.
Well, it's just that, you know, I'm going to be 64 at the end of the month. And I can look in the mirror. I don't look like I'm 64, and I really don't care what I look like. I know that I feel healthy and I look good to me.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
I agree.
And then we have to stop, you know, kind of like aggrandizing people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Making them bigger than what they are, as they are only human.
Exactly.
And when we look and see that how we're allowing people to lead us where? To the rosy path of hell. Because we're not doing what we should be doing, because we're otherwise engaged in the fantasy of television.
I agree. Now, when it comes to the topic, Darlene, buying your person materialistic things, is that enough?
No, because you can't take it with you.
You
The
can't.
moment you leave, it's gone.
That's why I feel that Russell Wilson and Sierra, they're a little bit different than the average celebrity view. Like, you know, we've watched celebrities a lot. We spent years taking a look at the lives of the people that are put on a pedestal for us to see, right? But this time, this couple is like, they are showing love publicly in a way that it's never been displayed before.
But, I mean, you know, you have to understand that our community has been so divided. And as a people, we just got pushed everywhere, from the south to the north to the west. And we're not connected anymore. We don't even know why. But they created kinship rules because our people could be connected and really not know that until, you know, they used to do blood tests to make sure you're not too connected, right? But they don't do that anymore.
True. So, Darlene, so when it comes to buying your love clothes, cars, and shoes in a relationship, do you feel like that's enough? Question of the day.
Well, I mean, you know, if you're buying specific things, no. Because that's not why people are in it. People are always going to be looking toward that perfect connection. And money doesn't mean anything. Because quite frankly, you can't take it with you. And that is not going to make you happy either. Because it can be destroyed overnight. And whatever you treasure, and if it's just the things, materialistic things go away. But true love is always going to be there. So if you teach yourself, you have to understand that loving who you are allows you to love someone else. And sometimes your hand is so tight, nobody can get nothing in and nobody can get nothing out. So it's not about the finances. It really is just about developing relationships that are loving, where people are communicating effectively and they're building towards the future, because building with concepts of ideals of supporting each other. And it's not about the things, is it? Not really.
No, and I love how you just said that, loving who you are. Because if you do not love yourself, right?
You can't love anyone else.
Period.
Because you don't even know what it looks like. And I'm saying, what's more important is for us to understand that love is just something that we experience, and through faith and understanding of growing and developing as a people, because we're not even developing in families anymore. Our people are so separated. And then when you see fantasy relationships on television, that's not how it happens in your life, in your family. And then understand that all of this other stuff that comes in with people's choices, like R. Kelly and the young women, And nobody's saying that he had sex with women. They keep going back to this one thing of Aaliyah. And I wasn't around then, but he was only 20-something and she was underage. And at 20-something didn't make him a grown person either.
You know what? And I always am able to relate to Aaliyah because when I was a teen, and I'm telling you right now, I'm 48 years old and it didn't make sense back then, right? But when I was a teen, I was 17, and the guy that I ended up getting pregnant by was 24.
Yeah.
It's no different than what happened with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But I didn't see it as the perverted thing that the world has now gone wild about at that time. And I'm thinking Aaliyah probably did not either.
But you need to understand where they really came after him, because everybody's not talking about what they're really doing to our young people who are out here in the music business. It's called racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes from people who have money. They're perhaps dishing money out. And all of those young women testified to him having backpacks of money and handing it out. Well, guess what? The federal government can't track that money. Neither can the local government. And they have a real concern about him paying taxes on the money that he's making universally.
Now, you know what, Darlene? This is the thing that I want the listeners are saying on the chat. So you made a comment about the celebrity love and celebrity relationships that are put out. And one relationship that I feel like that happened this week that a lot of people are thrown off on is how Michael B. Jordan, is that his name? Michael B. Jordan was loving so publicly, so perfectly on Lori Harvey, and out of nowhere they split up. From the beginning of that relationship, I just saw Michael B. Jordan standing up and saying, hey, this is how I love. This is how I want to love, and I'm going to bring more to the table than just the materialistic things that you see me doing for Lori. But I'm just trying to set an example for people how to love on your woman beyond the things that you buy and the dates and the ideas and the fun. And then they went their separate ways. But from the beginning, I knew it wasn't a real relationship, that they were trying to set the example, especially in the Black community, of how you can have unity and love.
I'm just trying to understand who has to establish what it looks like for us to love each other.
No one has to establish it, but it doesn't hurt, because what you have to remember, in many households, they do not see it at all. And sometimes television and magazines is all they get, because at home they don't see it at all.
It's just a fantasy, and let's not let fantasy be reality.
Well, actually, I think that it wasn't a fantasy with Michael B. Jordan, because if you think about what he displayed, even though it ended, he still...
As a man, you would want someone who had that ability, but not everyone has the same ability to display that type of public affection. That's who he is, perhaps affectionately, with any woman. He was waiting for some type of response. Apparently, it didn't happen, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's not a connection that happens. You never know people until you spend time with them.
I think so too, but I think when it comes to Lori Harvey, because we've watched, this is like, I think the 13th relationship that we've seen, and she's so young. So I think so I think with Lori, I think
people take too lightly relationships with people, and they don't really understand. It is like what Living Color, in Living Color, had that little skit that had 2 people in the bed, then 4 people were sitting over, then 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18. I mean, just an enormous amount of people that you become connected with once you share bodily fluids.
Exactly.
Just think about
soul
that.
ties.
The woman is always going to receiving something, because the man is not receiving anything. But when children come into play, it's a nemesis. It's not what people usually expect when they've not talked about family, when they've not talked about planning, when they've not talked about reserving their emotions till they were in an understanding that they were in a real relationship.
Right.
Because once the child is born, then it changes the relationship and the nature of the game. We are far beyond where we were 20-something years ago as single Black women, because we understand. I'm not a cougar, not looking for anyone. I've raised my children. I am looking to see what's happening with the young people and understanding that every day these young people are dropping out of public school that we're still paying for. And the people who are running these programs and these services are living behind gates gates. And when you cannot talk to people about what you perceive happening in your local community because you are so not irrelevant, you're just not relevant at all.
Well, that's subjective in nature, indeed, Darlene. But just to keep the people that the listeners came for the topic, what thing do you desire in your relationship that has nothing to do with money being spent? What's one or two things that you desire in a relationship?
Follow through and sticking to your word. People have to demonstrate what they're doing. And if you don't see a demonstration of how they say they are and who they say they are, then you need to back up because there's another objective there, and it's up for you. It's just up to you to know it.
That's so true. That's so true.
Lady, do you have
Thank you so much.
I'm Dee too.
Hey, Dee. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Wisdom Top Mentor. Let's see. Tell us about you and what you do here on Wisdom in the last few minutes and how to follow you.
All right. So on Wisdom, I got a hold of Wisdom. Somebody just shot it in my email. And it's a great program, I think, because it engages your community and allows them to ask questions and not wait for you to write your book. And that's a living testimony kind of thing.
Indeed.
And then my podcast is on Anchor. I started it over a year ago simply because I looked at what we didn't have outcomes for the people who look like me. And when I start looking for the conversation, I realized that people had been appointed to need those conversations, yet and still they were so undereducated. It was critical that we have conversations, just the general people, to understand the power and the knowledge and the power and the ballot. And as so many people don't have conversations around what's happening to the children, it is upon each and every one of us to save the babies. We cannot keep on looking at children who are hurting tremendously, striking out in unethical ways. There was no reason for that child to kill the other children. He was not that much older than they were.
In Uvalde, Texas, indeed. Indeed.
And so, but I'm just saying, when we're as a people, because I'm in Las Vegas now, and when the children have no guidance and they're only being regulated by law enforcement, what are they teaching? Social and emotional learning is not learning. How are they teaching communication, effective, reasonable, communication so you could, negotiate your way out of a conflict? Conflict resolution is a skill, and not everybody has it. And so
true.
We're going to start valuing more about what's not happening around us as we're going through this transition of revealing, because we're living in the revelations. Things are being revealed that we never knew, and that perhaps we never understood how the importance of building capacity within people who look like you, having real, genuine conversations about what the lack of outcomes are, because we all understand that we're still paying taxes daily. And for those who are not paying taxes, who are doing that community service work, we need to look to them for the work that they are doing, because so many people are appointed to be in positions to have the work done, and then they will contact you for your information. And then somehow they feel that they did the job. No, it's not done yet. And so...
Yeah, the knowledge and the education, especially for things that a lot of people do not do things because they do not have the knowledge. And they do not have the connection. And they do not have the education on what they are supposed to do. So when you're out there giving it out and being responsible with that, we highly commend you for that. Darlene, I thank you so much. And I'm going to make sure that we come back, that I come over and take a listen to your show as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know how to do this collaboration thing, but they're saying that if we're going to build capacity, then we have to have genuine conversations among people who are doing the work. And as you know, that you can't reach out and touch any of those entertainers anymore. Then we have to be our own entertainment.
Indeed.
And we have to.
And I think that that's provided here very well on Wisdom. So thank you so much. Okay, stay in the audience, Darlene. Don't go anywhere. We have a little bit more on the topic, okay?
All right. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Okay. Thank you, Darlene, for stopping by. All right, you guys, we're going to go into another song. We're talking about buying your love clothes, cars, shoes. Is that enough? Or do you need to bring more to the table? Emotionally, people are suffering. People are in relationships and they feel alone. Do you get that? Like, people are literally sitting in relationships and they feel lonely, and they are looking out the window of fabulous neighborhoods, of homes that are sitting on lakes. They have a boat outside that they could go. They have a car. They have, a pantry full of food. There is no food insecurity happening in the home, but they feel alone. The reason why? Because the person that's purchasing all those things are not bringing enough to the table. So if you feel alone in the relationship, it is a sign that counseling needs to happen. More needs to take place. And even though the person is out there grinding, there has to be a cutoff point between work and home so that you do not neglect home in such a way that you spend all your time grinding to make sure that everyone has everything, but you didn't bring yourself emotionally to the table. That's what's in that video. That's what's so beautiful about what's in that video. Go take a look at the video. It's on Twitter. I am Dee Shields. I put it as the most recent link this morning, so you can take a look at this person's viral video showing something more coming to the table than just purchasing her outfit. There's more to it than that. All right, do we have another song we want to play?
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you.
Hey, Wisdom. So the microphone is open if you want to come. Thank you so much, Darlene, for stopping by. Let's shout out the supporters of the show. Number one top supporter of the week, Manny Jordan. Thank you, Manny, so much. And we're going to be sending Manny a copy of the book. Going to sign that and get that in the mail for you for doing what I call the most that is so necessary for the team to build the dream. So thank you, Manny Jordan, for supporting the show. We appreciate you. We met over there on Rolling Out because we are both Team Portia Monique, Team Romeo International over there on Rolling Out. So thank you so much, Manny. I appreciate you. So we're talking about buying your love clothes, cars, and shoes is not enough. That's the discussion that you're going to bring to the summer Sunday dinner today. You're going to talk about this with your family this week, right? That is Sunday's discussion as you're out on the lake while you're out enjoying these summer vibes. All right, there 33 people. I'm sorry, I almost said 32. 33 people came to the audience. Wisdom, I appreciate you. Let's give you some shout outs. Please make sure you follow indeed. Naran, thank you for stopping by. Nikki, Simon, thank you. Night Kids After Dark loves it. Alex, Night Kids After Dark. Let's see what it is that you talk about. I like that logo. Okay, it's awesome. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna come check you out. Alexander, thank you so much. Kristen, thank you. Otis, hey. Marcy, thank you. Edward, thank you. Cindy, thank you. Gwendolyn, I appreciate you. John, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Takia, thank you. MT Stevenson, I appreciate you. Ernest, Ismael, thank you so much for coming back. I seen you come by the other day. Dustin, thank you. Chris Wilson, thank you. Lynette Hernandez, I appreciate you. Robert, Pamela, thank you. Peter, I appreciate you. Constance, Darlene, you came over to the microphone. I appreciate you. Talking at You show stopped by. Thanks, Jason B. Julius, thank you for stopping by. Nicole, Energy Lady, I love it. Thank you for stopping by. Shane, thank you. Kaidi, thank you. Kamaika, thank you so much for stopping by. You all are extremely appreciated. Okay, so thank you. So 34 people stopped by the audience over there on Wisdom. I appreciate you. So this is the Summer Vibes discussion. Go have fun with it. We're going to leave out with a little more you. You can follow me on socials. I am your host. I am your favorite podcast host. I am your host, Dee Shields. So you can find me on socials the same. # I am DeeShields. You can also take a listen to the podcast on audiobooks.com. So be sure to go over and support wherever you listen to your podcast. Audiobooks.com, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Google Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, wherever, here on Wisdom, wherever you want to listen to the podcast, it's available for you. You can just Google me, hashtag iamdeeshields. I appreciate you.
All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you.
Appreciate you guys so much. Another great show. Thank you so much for coming by. Again, I am your host, Dee Shields. Follow me on socials, hashtag iamdeeshields. I am DeeShields.